Hi everyone, I'm River, and it's been a while since my last video. Sorry, I've been busy. I've been playing Skyblock here on Impulse's supporter server, I guess is what it's called now, because it's not just Patreon. That's the man. I planned on doing an actual series from here and actually showing you while I build things, but honestly, I just had a lot of fun playing with other people and didn't really get enough recorded to justify making a series. And what I did record, there was large gaps between things and stuff just showed up and it was confusing. So instead of actually building things, I figured I'd just show you around and show you what I've been doing. So let's go to my island. This is my island home, which is just my nether portals, and once you walk through, you can see everything. I have beacon beams off because they were distracting. Let me actually show you why I have them off. So render, beacon beam. There's a few of them. So let me turn those off just so it's a little easier for people to see things. But I have these little beacon spots with netherite because netherite is actually easy to get in the Skyblock server. And I have these little launch pads for Riptide Tridents. So instead of walking, let's fly. And we'll land over here. This is my witch farm, which I'll show you in a second, but I want to give you a look at what I actually have here. That's my neighbor Forest. She's been busy. And everyone else, I don't know who that is. I don't know if they've been on since the beginning. But they have a mob farm, and I haven't even gotten around to that yet. And then there's a couple other islands that maybe have been claimed but haven't been built on. But if we look down here, I went with quartz, actually smooth quartz, so the more painful quartz, and gilded blackstone. Thankfully on here, you don't have to collect the gilded blackstone, you just need blackstone and nether gold ore in order to make it. It's, what's the recipe? It's not going to show me because it requires a crafting table. It's 3 gold ore, 3 blackstone. You only get 2 gilded blackstone, so that's a bit of an expensive recipe. But it's not too bad with assault generators in the nether because you can get some ore from there, and that's where I've gotten all of my netherite from, which has been really helpful because I used it for every one of these beacons. So let's start with the witch farm. It's spawner based, and let me hop up here. We can have up to 3 spawners in our island, either in the overworld or the nether or end. I don't know if it'll work in the end. There's no end spawner specifically. Like, there's not an enderman spawner, there's not a shulker spawner. Overworld wise, I think the only thing we have is witches. Let me see. Yeah, for the nether we have magma cube, blaze, wither skeleton. Overworld we have witch, and then we can buy frog spawn. So I have 3 witch spawners, and the witches just fall to their death. Sorting systems, which, I mean, with 3 spawners, it produces an okay amount of stuff. I haven't needed more than what I have here, and it is a economy-based server, so I can just buy what I need from the shop, and I can earn money by doing tasks around my island. So, and it's no real money to actually play on here. It's not like I'm paying actual US dollars to buy stuff from the shop. Just supporting Impulse on Glimpse in this case, I think it's a $10 tier. I get access to this and the regular iSV server. So I just have this set up and everything comes in here from the drops down there. And we have spider eyes, sugar, glowstone, gunpowder, and redstone. And then everything else drops into a water stream that runs under here. All the way over here comes up this water elevator, which it doesn't have soul sand, it just slowly floats up. And then sticks, spider eyes, glow ink sacks, because we get a lot of glow ink in Skyblock. Like more glow ink than one would ever need. And the admins actually added the ability to sell it to the shop because there's just so much. Glass bottles, why don't I have filler? Huh. That's odd. And then I just wanted to collect everything, which it has a regular torch, so it'll collect everything. I just want everything to look symmetrical. And then anything I'm not keeping or overflows just goes into the void. But why don't I have... I can use... No, I can't use those because they won't stack. Rockets. I'll just fix those with rockets for now. There we go. So, witch farm, it's great. That's probably too big of a catch basin for them, but I went big because I knew this would actually work. I didn't want to deal with signs and stuff. There goes the glow squid. And I'll fly down and show what the bottom part looks like. It's nothing special. Got these little hop spots here. Ooh. Yeah, jump boost is a little weird with trying to make short jumps. Actually, you can see down here, it's just tinted glass all the way down to hoppers, and then a little clock to kick out everything from a dropper into a water stream that comes up. Over here, I have my lava farm, which I discovered while playing this. You can do weird things like this. This is actually a valid lava farm, even though there's air, because it's slabs. It's weird, but I like it. And what do I have? 25 cauldrons, and honestly, I'm producing more lava now than I need. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it all. And then I hop over here to this little island. All these little islands are the same size. We got little small things off on this one. I tried to keep them all the same size just because it was easy to remember. 5, 3, 3, and then just one on the outside, one on the inside. Made it easy to remember. This is just a little carrot farm. Did the water here instead of in the center because I have a dispenser there, which let me show you how I trigger that. We go over here, we use my mending bow. It is a mending bow. And there's a target block. And when I hit the target block, which thankfully I did the first time, it's quick enough, it ticks it, water comes out and then immediately goes back. So there's no waiting for water to go back or, excuse me, or me having to shoot it again. And then just collect all the carrots, which just end up in the corners, thankfully. And then just replant. This is the only actual farm I have other than that small sugarcane one for things. If I made a wheat farm, it would actually help me with getting money because one of the tasks is baking bread and another one is collecting 64 of sugarcane, carrots, and wheat. I just kind of ignore those, though. There's easier ways to get money. This is all grass with moss on top because I need to light it up. I think I'm going to do some trees in these little 4 spots and maybe some other things. The center here is netherite because I have a ton of it, and I have a full 6 beacon pyramid under here, and because this claim of mine, which if I turn on a border, it is 150 by 150, which means even for everything, which is why everything's 2. This is 2, and then it just happens to have stairs, so it looks wider. But everything's 2. So in order for this to look okay, it's actually an 8 beacon pyramid, which really only required adding, I think, 4 more blocks of netherite, which honestly wasn't bad. That is quite loud, though. And then there's another portal, the little pads. Let me get back up in the air. I have decided that I really love Riptide, so I try to avoid rockets whenever possible. And from up here, you can see everything. This had a small flower farm on it, but I packed it up because I wasn't getting the flowers I wanted, and it was also off to one side. So I think I'm going to make a smaller flower farm and then fit in a couple other farms here too. But this is the last place I have that really needs something big. So I may go and do an actual mob farm instead, and then move the flower farm and stuff to a different pad, a smaller one like the carrot farm is. Now we can control our biome, so my biome is set for this entire area as a flower forest. So wherever I go, I'll get flowers no matter what. It just, I don't know what I'll get until I try it. So let's fly back up here again. These are recent additions that don't have anything on them. And we can't go out the border with it on, so let me turn that off. I got 4 pads here to do things with. Like I said, one will probably end up being a flower farm. I do need to create a cobblestone generator again because I got rid of my one a long time ago and just kind of throw one together when I need stuff. But I think with a dedicated spot now, it would be a good thing to just put one there. And let's see. We'll fly this way and land here real quick. That's my villagers over there. They need a better home, but I need to get them sorted out and where I want them in minecarts so they can be debrained before I can actually think about building anything. Because once they're debrained, I cannot move them easily. I can piston push them because they're a block, but if they're in minecarts, it'll be a little bit easier and they'll refresh quicker. Over there is my smelter. Let's go take a look at it real quick. I just recently built this. Beforehand, it was just kind of sticking out. 1 spot for a regular furnace. I've been smelting smooth quartz. 3 blast furnaces. Lava storage. And then the shulkers, I don't know. I just put them here because I had them. I don't know what they're for. I might use them to, like if I'm bulk doing stuff like the quartz, maybe I can just use these for quick storage so I can keep going, or I don't know. I just needed something here and it kind of looks okay with the quartz. If we run around the side, on the back of the furnaces are levers so I can get XP if I want. And it's on all 4 of them. There's the villagers. Nothing special about them. And with this 8 beacon here, I have all the effects, which is nice because it makes it easy to run and jump and get around. Let me show you the last couple things. I mentioned that and pointed it out. We have amethyst that we can get. But the amethyst, once we place them, they can't be moved. So I got 3 of them, and I'm just using them to generate amethyst shards and clusters. Little infinite water source. And this is just really helpful. My neighbor Forrest needed some amethyst yesterday, so I gave her 2 stacks of blocks. And it's just nice to have. I don't know if I'm going to build with it, but I wanted it because it's something that can be farmed. And when I AFK at the witch farm in my little AFK composter, these grow. So that's nice. This little spot is for fishing because one of the missions is fish up 10 fish. It actually counts for treasure too if you fish that up, so that's nice. Over here you can see just barely pointed dripstone. This is my clay drying area, which I just lay in mud and it dries in the clay. It actually dries pretty quick. I usually, by the time I'm done putting it down, 1 or 2 have already dried. And then over here is my little mud farm. Nothing special, just a little mud farm. I can't remember if this is Il Mango, Logical Geek Boy, or Ray's Works. I don't know which. I will put a link in the description for whoever's it is. IX3 helped me build it, and well, that basically means he came over and took the materials from me and built it for me since he knew how to build it. So I will get a link and put it in the description. And I'm under here. This happens a lot. And then the last thing, well, second to last thing, storage system, nothing special. We have a hopper limit here on the server. Each user can only have 150 hoppers, and you can get to 150 hoppers quite quick. Like really quick, and that's why I only have these instead of some giant smelter. I used to have 5 regular furnaces, 5 blast furnaces with hoppers going into them for everything, hoppers coming out of them into storage and everything. Then I hit hopper limit and needed to figure it out, so I used hopper mine cards because they don't count since they're an entity, but we do have an entity limit. But then I redid it to this, and it saved me a bunch of hoppers. I think I have 32 I can place down now. I have 12 here. Do I have a redstone box? That's kind of miscellaneous. That's a gearbox. I have backup gear because I've died once in the void and had to go get all new gear. In the old smelting area, I had a dripstone lava farm here with 5 cauldrons. Before I slabbed that on the top, it was top slabs and slime spawned there. One of them spawned. I was over here AFK waiting for stuff to smelt with the old system. It pushed me through pointed dripstone onto the very edge of a crafting table and then up and through and into the void. I wish I had been recording when that happened because I still want to know exactly how it happened. It would have had to be one of the little slimes because there's no way a medium-sized one fit through the actual dripstone. There's just no way. And a big one definitely wasn't, unless a big one even couldn't hit me that hard. And then the last thing I have right here, well, there's 2 things. Again, I do this often, I fall. Enchanting area, that's all soul speed books, different levels. And then just some of these are from my villagers, some of the ones I bought because everyone sells books on here because everyone gets villagers. We can only have 10 villagers, so most people have a mending villager and maybe a silk touch or unbreaking. So I didn't really worry about that. I do have 1 mending villager, but then I also have like a channeling villager because I like tridents. If we go over here to the last one that is built currently, we can hop and end portal. Each island has its own personal end island. So if I hop through, this is what my end island looks like. Oh, I think that those might have been the chests that's here. Everyone has a chest. Some people have buildings. Now here's the problem. There's no portal to get home. So we have to go home by commands, which is fine. It'd just be cool to be able to have a personal portal, but I understand why we don't. It's probably a pain. With our personal end areas, we cannot do shulker farms because, well, we don't have shulkers. Because no one has the actual end city, we just have the little buildings. But there's some public farms that everyone can use, and the one big one is shulkers. So there's actually 4 shulker farms in the public end, and they're spawner based. They're a little bit slow, but they work. Let me actually take you to my nether, and we'll go the quick way instead of through the portal. This is my nether island. What's left of it, which is basically nothing nether related. You can see over there, I have a neighbor over there, and that's a good representation of what you start with. Random island in a biome of a certain type, and then you get a chest. Mine was actually a bastion remnant, and I just tore everything down and made a big basalt generator. And right now I'm collecting gold nuggets, and netherite, or ancient debris actually. And ancient debris is pretty easy to get, as you might be able to tell from the fact that my sorters and shulker box loaders are made out of the netherite blocks. Let's go up here real quick. If we go around here, we can see down here I have slime block pushers to send things along. Everything that I'm not collecting goes into lava. And this keeps up really well, especially with the new shulker loaders and me moving everything into shulkers. We go over here. I may do fortune. Get a variety of things, including quartz, which is where I got most of my quartz from, glowstone, basalt, netherrack, and occasionally ancient debris, which there's one at the back here. Let's see if I can get one to show up at the front. There's one. So you can see I got 2 in there. So this is where I've been getting all my netherite and all my ancient debris and gold to turn into netherite. And if we look here, I do have these 3 chests for overflow for loading the shulker because it will back up. I used to have a ton of chests and hoppers here for collecting basically everything except netherrack and basalt. Surprisingly, the basalt generator, I don't want basalt. So everything collects in here. The gold will just back up in here. This actually keeps up pretty well with these 3 chests. This one's never gotten full. This one's gotten about half full, but everything processes through pretty quickly. And I usually AFK for 2-3 hours, which is 3 hours is the max we can AFK for before we get kicked out. So I just try to AFK like when the server restarts at 8 p.m. Eastern. I just AFK until 10 or so, and then I get everything I need. If I'm doing work during the day, I'll usually AFK here, and it's been profitable. So let me... Yeah, I don't think he'll mind. I'm going to go visit IX3's base, if I can type. And we'll go through We'll go through his end portal real quick. Every chest does start with a with some coarse fruit and coarse flour, so you can actually get purple if you need it. His is a little like mini ship, but no dragon head. It's what's that? A blackstone wall. But we can make farms in the end too, and he's got a Enderman one, which let me turn down. Oh, they're already down. If you see in the corner there, I got a mission completed for the day, which is just kill 10 Endermen, and I made $8,000 from it, which is great and a good way of making money. The way I've been making most of my money, though, is selling gold blocks to the shop. And since I can't get here, let's go back to my storage room. And is bank. And I got $7,000 right now, and had 72,000 experience. Let's see what that actually is in levels. 152 levels. So that's not bad. There we go. And then if I go under the rewards, I can collect my rewards from completing different tasks. Which I kind of hate that it doesn't let me collect them all at once. And if I go back to the bank, I now have 11K. So let's go to spawn real quick. And which way is it? There's the public end. We'll go to that in a second. Let me eat real quick. And we have NPCs of various hermits. And a horse for some reason. Where is... And they all are named weirdly or have something specific to say above them. Go over here. We have the post office. And I have end crystals here just so in case I go to kill the dragon, I have easy access to them. And then we have shops, which I'm selling random things. But you can make money this way too. And a lot of people's shops have expired. But quite a few people are still playing on here since it's an event server and isn't going to last for, all year or anything. It's a several month kind of thing. But we have different color shops and all, and you can get shops wherever. You rent them out on I want to say it's a weekly basis. And then yellow, since the Impulse's brand is yellow, we have the big eye. And we have mods who sell specific things that you can't get. Like you can get Pig Step and Other Side, Heart of the Sea. You can buy bundles, Pointed Dripstone. That's expensive. It took me a while to get my dripstone going. I still don't know what this does. But I do have the redstone blocks to trade for, but I'm not going to worry about it now. And then we have some very Zed wooden pickaxes. I think I've seen one person buy them. And I think it was just for a goof. But this has been what I've been playing for the last month and a half or so, which is one reason why videos haven't been coming out, because I wanted to do a series of this, but playing on a server with other people, honestly, it's just a lot of fun, and I really didn't want to focus on recording. I just kind of wanted to play. So that's what I've been doing. But I do have a new series that is starting probably next week. I am recording it actively. It's also a server, and it should be pretty interesting. So that's going to be the end of this video. And I hope you have enjoyed at least seeing what I've been doing for the last month or so. And I mean, everyone needs a break from time to time. And this has just been a lot of fun to play with other people, because the only other person I've played Minecraft with has been IX3. And that's fun, but when it's only two people playing, it's if one person decides they're not getting on for the day for some reason or can't, you have to basically play single player. This is nice because there's usually someone else on. Right now it's just two of us, and when I got on earlier, it was only one other person on here. And then when I came back from AFKing, they were gone. But when this first started, there was 20 people on most times. Sometimes it was like 10 or 5, but usually people would hop on and off, and it would just be a lot of stuff. We all got together, not everyone, but a fair group of us got together and killed the dragon on the day the public end opened. I think we killed the dragon like nearly 60 times. Here, let's pop through here real quick. Regular end, someone, and I don't know who it was, I cannot remember. The day we were fighting the dragon, they came in, and as we're fighting the dragon, they started decorating. And it was interesting to see. I've never seen someone like rush to do the design of a end like this. We have beacons and all. That's the thing. The first day we had been on here for a couple weeks, so beacons, netherite gear. Everyone, I think most people were in netherite gear, somewhere in diamond. But we were just having fun. Once we got elytras, we were just going around killing the dragon left and right to get everyone elytras. Let's fly over here real quick. We have some public farms. We have a tree, well, not tree, but like a oakwood, moss, azalea farm situation here, which is complex. And honestly, I probably would have just done the simple cobblestone to uh, moss farm that most people do with the pistons and the water that flushes stuff and all. But this is kind of nice. You can get rooted dirt too. And then if we go down here, we have a regular cobblestone farm. It's actually a stone generator, so that's nice. But you can easily get cobble or stone. You just sit in a minecart, go back and forth. And then there's another spot here that I don't think there was talk of another farm, but I don't remember what it was. And the pearls in my hotbar. But it hasn't been built. It might have been one of those things where it was going to be maybe like the moss farm and a tree farm of some kind, but since we have both over there, there wasn't a point. And then if we go up here, on every side, there is a shulker farm. And you can sit down here AFK, and can I see it from here? Yeah. There's there's another shulker farm. And like I said, they're all spawner based, so they come up, they entity cram. There's 4 of them. So there's plenty of room for people to get shulkers for themselves, AFK. And some people do sell them in their shops, but most people just AFK and get their own. So since I'm standing here, let me check my stats. Let's see, Ender Dragon. I killed the Ender Dragon 8 times that day. And let's see. Anything else? If we go under stats again, items, mined, nearly 500,000 basalt, almost 300,000 nether quartz, almost 300,000 netherrack, almost 200,000 nether gold ore, 150,000 glowstone, 18,819 ancient debris. Now let's look at crafted. 205,000 gold ingots, 18,679 gold blocks, 29,831 blocks of quartz. Down here, netherite ingot, 6,445 ingots. And then if we go even further, crafted's there, right? Yeah. Where's it? Crafted 712 netherite blocks. That's a lot of netherite blocks. And if we, I don't have it on me. There one, just go back to my storage room. I have 10 blocks, 8 ingots, and 3 scrap remaining from all of that. Some of it I gave away. I did give away some blocks. I've given away some ingots. I've made gear. I lost a few when I was building and moving stuff around. I think I lost some on this when I was building it because I had it wrong. But this is what I've been doing. So I'm going to get back to playing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.